Okay, so this is Jason Price, library guy here with you, and I just wanted to show you in this quick tutorial how to use JSTOR. And of course, there's a lot more features that are going to be available for it, but for the purposes of this, I'll try to keep it fairly simple. Now, you can find the direct link inside of your student portal on the document that says passwords for library databases. That's going to have directions on how to get in there. It's going to have the direct link. It's also going to have the username and password. But if you're looking for it on the website, you just click on library, and that's going to take you to our library. Well, hopefully it will. The internet's going to cooperate. There we go. And so with the library, you just scroll down and click on databases for research. And in this particular case, JSTOR is the fourth one down. So you'll click on it, and it's going to take you to jstor.org. Now you can just type in jstor.org and it'll run you straight there. But since I'm recording this on the FPC campus, obviously you see where it says access provided by Frank Phillips College. Before you start your search, you want to make sure that that's showing up there, because that logs in and it recognizes you're one of our students. If you do your research off campus, so say you're a dual credit student who doesn't come to the campus, you're going to have to log in before you get that to show up, and you need to just click on this on the right hand side of the screen. And once you do, you'll come down here and you'll type in your username and password. There is a universal username and password for this. So once again, I'm not going to say it here, but that's inside of your student portal, and faculty members, that's inside of your faculty portal. So we have a universal one that lets everybody know, lets JSTOR know who's a FPC student and who isn't. So now, if you want to do your search, you can start by that. Now, you'll notice that a couple of things, and this is what the advanced search feature looks like. But by default, it's just got content I can access. Now, JSTOR has more than we pay for, but if you leave it on content I can access, that's only going to be the stuff that you don't have to pay for. Okay. Now, once again, you can narrow things by however you want to do it. And, you know, it's got articles, books, research reports, and stuff. So let's just do articles. And then now it's time to search something. So you can see I've done a search for George Washington already. Now, JSTOR does their search engine a little bit different than some. If you leave it on this all fields right here, it's going to search everything, you know, George Washington in the title. It's going to do works cited page. It's going to do abstract if there's an abstract, and it's going to search every single word of every single article. So just to give you an idea of the difference, if by default you just look for George Washington in all fields, we're going to have quite a few results. So we're going to come up with about 19,000 results. Now that's probably a bit too much to start with. You probably want to narrow that down some. And the best way that you can do that is either you can type in something else with George Washington. You know, you can try George Washington and Revolution, and so it narrows it down to a little under 5,000. The other thing that you can do is you can take a look, and here it's got some pull down menus. You can just search for what's in the abstract. You can search by author if you know who did it. But item title is probably where I would search if I were you. So with just searching plain old George Washington and in the all fields, we got over 19,000 results. This time we do item title, and we're only dealing with 43. So you can see what the difference is. And my recommendation to you to avoid information overload is that you always start with fewer, and then you can always expand it out and go further if you need to. Okay. Now, the other thing is that at some point you're going to have to read the article and look at this stuff. And so each one of these, you can see it tells you what it is, journal article, and here's George Washington exercise, and it comes from the Journal of Education. As you can see, it goes back a ways. This is published in 1907, so it tells you all that bibliographic information you need for your works cited page. So, you know, just to show you what one looks like, let's say, hey, let's pick George Washington to his brother Charles. That was published all the way back in 1914. And so when you click on it, this is what it looks like. And on the left-hand side of the screen, it has this bibliographic information that you're going to need for your works cited page. If there was an abstract, it would be located down here. So you can see in this particular instance, unfortunately, this one does not have an abstract. So you can flip through and kind of browse and see if this is something that you want to use for your research. Whenever let's say for argument's sake you decided to use this. Whenever you're ready to cite this, you just click on Cite This Item, and it does MLA, APA, Chicago, Turabian. Make sure to fix the formatting. Make sure to double check against the OWL at Purdue or one of your, if you have any one of the citation manuals. Just keep in mind, only time you should ever copy and paste anything into any reference, any, research paper. So, you can choose to share it here. You can save it up here. This tells you how many matches for George Washington and how many results are on each page. And if you click on it, it'll take you to that page. But at some point, you're going to want to read the thing. Some point, you're either going to want to print it off probably or save it. I'm still old school. I like to print stuff off and highlight things. So you can click on the download the PDF version and see this first page is nothing but the bibliographic information. And then here you go. Here's everything that you need. So like I say, you can print it out, save it to a flash drive, save it to whatever it is that you're using. So just keep this in mind that this is always available. And then it said, you've downloaded it, does have some stuff, and it says, here's some other content on this particular subject that you might be able to find. So just keep in mind, I'm always available to show you more things that can be done in here. There's all kinds of things that you can do with JSTOR, but just to find an article, I think this is the best for a tutorial video. But my contact information's on passwords for library databases, so you feel free to email me, call me, set up a Skype interview. We can do it that way. So once again, this is Jason Price, Library Guy. Just wanted to go over some of that with you and let you see what we were doing.